As the representative of San Diego, the country's biggest military community, I have deep respect for everyone who wears our country's uniform, and I feel a profound sense of responsibility to them. It's been my generation and my community that have risked their lives and sacrificed more than most when presidents conduct regime change operations or military adventurism in the Middle East. Just last week, 3 San Diego warships carrying 2,500 San Diego-based Marines deployed en route to the Middle East. So it's not our president's lives or Congress's lives who are on the line. It's my friends, my peers, my neighbors, my community, my constituents. So let me be very clear about something, because we know that the war hawks are going to try and say the opposite. Voting against this supplemental and this war is actually a vote for our troops, who deserve a Congress that will ask the hard questions and reject rubber-stamping wars that lack a clear strategy, endgame, or basic oversight. The $200 billion defense supplemental package isn't just a few extra zeros on the budget for the Pentagon. This is not a small price to pay, as Donald Trump says, because that price is our service members' lives, civilian lives, and the future and possibilities that we're stealing from my generation and the ones that come after. You've already heard all the things $200 billion could fund. It could fund twice the cost of high-quality universal pre-K for every 3- and 4-year-old in this country. It could build affordable housing units. It could pay over 27 million families on STAP. And let's be honest about what this $200 billion actually buys when it comes to this war. At the rate that this war is burning through money, nearly $2 billion a day, that supplemental funds roughly 100 more days of combat. That's not a one-time cost to wrap things up. That's a down payment on a long war. And the Pentagon hasn't even passed an audit to account for the $1 trillion Congress already gives them every year. I'm glad that CPC is taking this strong position against this defense supplemental. But this shouldn't only be a progressive position. If my colleagues consider themselves pro-military, they should vote no. If my colleagues consider themselves constitutionalists, they should vote no. If my colleagues consider themselves deficit hawks or fiscally responsible, they should vote no. And if my colleagues care about their fellow Americans and our future, they should vote no. So while I hope that these ongoing talks are successful in ending this war, Donald Trump has opened Pandora's box by starting this reckless and illegal war, and it's still unclear whether Iran will become a failed state, devolve into a civil war, get a harder line leader. Congress should not excuse that behavior and send a signal to any president that they can do whatever they want, and Congress will forgive and forget and fund their military adventurism. It's our job to represent and fight for the American people. It's our responsibility to be their voice. And the American people do not want this war, especially when it costs $200 billion and they're struggling to afford groceries, gas, and health care as it is. Congress shouldn't worsen our cost of living crisis by approving this $200 billion package. So I hope all of my colleagues will join us in voting no.